So, fundamental counting principle, I just call it counting principle, but it talks about, let's say you have 5 shirts at home and 3 pairs of jeans, right? So I have 5 shirts and 3 jeans. And you want to know how many outfits you can make, right? Do you want the blue shirt and the blue jeans? Do you want the blue shirt and the black jeans? Do you want the blue shirt and the leggings? Do you want the white shirt and the black jeans? Whatever it is, right? So instead of listing it out, it's called the counting principle because all you do is take the amount of choices for each item or each event and multiply them. So in this case, you would take 5 shirts multiplied by 3 pairs of jeans, and you get 15 different outfits. So it's just multiplying. So how many categories there are, you're going to multiply. So looking at number 1, we have to build a house, right? And they give you choices of a plan, like the layout. Do you want a ranch? Do you want a 2-story? Do you want an open concept? So this is your basic plans. Basic plans. This is your roof styles. And this is your exterior. Do you want brick or do you want siding, right? And how many choices do you have for each category? Well, this is 5 times 3 times 2, which is what, 30, right? So you get 30 different types of houses that you could make, right? It's super easy. There's no fractions. There's no denominator. You're just multiplying it out. If I said, oh, wait, now you can pick the type of windows you want, and they give you 4 different types of windows, you're going to have another category for windows. So we're just multiplying the amount of choices you have. It's easier when it's categories. It's harder when it's like numbers or letters. I'll talk about that in a minute. If you're having a baby and you want to name the baby and you're like not sure what to name it, and you've got to pick a first name and a middle name, right? Like Sarah Jane, Sarah Marie, Susan, whatever, right? So they've narrowed it down to 3 first names and 5 middle names. So each category has its own. We have 3 choices for a first name. We have 5 for a middle name. That gives you 15 name combinations, right? That's it. It's as simple as just multiplying it out, okay? I am videoing this or recording this. I will post it on there because some people are absent in the class, and we need to have a nice video of this because it's hard to understand without it. All right, here's where it gets tricky. Like, what if the choices are numbers? Because you're putting numbers on the lines, but you're thinking of numbers. That's the weird part of it. It's not any different. We want to make a zip code. Now, a zip code, like our zip code in Shepherd is 60463, right? So it's 5 digits long. So we have 5 spots or 5, I don't know, categories you would call it. The first number must be a 6. It has to be a 6. So I'm going to put a 6 underneath there. And these just have to be numbers, right? It has to be a number, a digit. Okay. Remember, what you put on the lines are how many choices. So how many choices? How many choices do I have for spot 1? It has to be a 6. I just got 1 choice. It has to be a 6, right? It can't be a 6, a 7, or an 8. It's got to be a 6. We live in Illinois. It's got to be a 6. So that's 1 choice. How many choices do I have for this one? Can this be any number? Well, how many numbers are there? There's 10 numbers, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and a 0. So you have 10 choices here. It could be a 0. It could be a 5. It could be an 8. Same thing here. It's weird when you think of numbers, because if I say, how many jeans do you have? You're like, oh, I got 5 jeans. You would put a 5 on the line. If I say it just has to be a digit, you're like, well, how many digits are there? There's 10 digits in our digit system, right? And then we multiply that all together. 1 times 10 times 10 times 10, I think it's 10,000. There are 10,000 different zip codes that we can make, starting with a 6, right? You don't put a 6 up there. You don't have 6 choices. You only have 1 choice. It has to be a 6. Okay, now number 4, we go back to categories, and it's always easier. You're going to go to a restaurant, and you get to pick a 3-course meal. So the salads, you can pick a Cobb salad, a Greek salad, or a Caesar salad. right? So this is salads, this is main dish, and this is dessert. I have 3 choices of salads, 7 main dish. I can get the pasta, I can get the chicken, I can get the steak, I can get the pork chop, whatever. And how many desserts? You can get tiramisu or chocolate cake. So there's 2. So you just multiply it all out. 3 times 7 times 2 is 42. Way easier than probability, don't you think? Because you're just multiplying things together. You don't have to worry about the denominator. It's not a fraction line. Okay? Let me know if I'm going too fast. All right. We have to put books on a shelf. Okay, I'm going to draw out the books because sometimes it's easier when you see it. Here's a book. It's The Great Gatsby. I don't read a lot, guys, so. Here's a book. It's Great Expectations. Here's a book. It's Romeo and Juliet. Here's a book. It's Catcher in the Rye. And here's a book. I don't even know any other books. It's Stephen King, right? A Stephen King book, okay? So we've got 5 books, and I've got to put them on my desk or on a shelf or on a table. So I've got 5 spots to put them in because there's 5 books. Okay, if you walk up, Carmel, to these books, how many choices do I have to put it in that first spot? How many books are on the floor right here? 5. I've got 5 choices, so I'm going to put a 5 there. But let's say she chose this book. Now, when I ask Justine to come up, how many books does she have to choose to put in the second spot? 4, because you already put the Great Expectations up there. So we have 4. So let's say Romeo and Juliet, she picks up there. Now I've got Mo coming up. It's like, Mo, what book do you want to put up there? How many choices does he have? There's only 3 left, right? Do you notice how you know what the next ones are going to be? 2, then 1. So when you're putting something in a line, people, books, cars, whatever, it's always going to go down by 1 each time because you're using that person, correct? You can't put the book twice. It doesn't like clone itself and make it available again. So 2 times 1. When you multiply all these together, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, you get 120. You don't want to watch me use the calculator, but 120 different orders that can be in. That's crazy. So if those 5 books, were being put on a shelf or used for a book report or whatever, you're always using that one and you're not able to use it anymore. All right, license plates. You know your license plate is unique to your car, right? You don't have the same as somebody else's because then if they got a speeding ticket, you might be liable for it. So they're all unique. And they said it's 3 letters followed by 3 digits, 3 numbers, right? So these are letters and these are numbers. So how many different license plates can I make? Providing, you know how they don't let you put a swear word in there or something vulgar, okay? So how many different letters? Okay, hang on. Let's talk about the first choice right here. How many choices do I have for this first spot? How many letters are there in our alphabet? 26. That's 26, right? There's 26 letters in our alphabet. The second spot also can be a letter. That's 26, right? And the third spot also has to be a letter. So that's 26 choices. Okay? Now, we're on the last 3 ones. Those have to be digits. How many digits did I say are in our world? 10, right? 0 through 9, or 1 through 0, I guess. 0 through 9. So that's 10 choices for each. That's going to be a big number, but let's do that. 20, nope, not 20. 26 times 26 times 26. 10, 10, 10. This is how many license plates. Obviously, we're not taking out the vulgar ones, but, 1757600. That's 17,576,000. That's crazy. It's a lot. My license plate in high school was ABD 489. 3 letters, 3 numbers. They don't have that anymore. Now it's like 2 letters and 4 numbers, or I think they used them all up, All right, when they ran out of those new plates, they reversed it. They did 3 digits and then 3 letters. So how many choices do we have? Well, it's the same thing as the one above, isn't it? I just put the tens first. 10, 10, 10, 26, 26, 26. And we are multiplying. And it doesn't matter which way I put the numbers into Desmos, it's still going to be the same thing, 17,576,000. Okay? All right. So now, several years ago, they used up those. I'm sure, again, there's a couple left out. They won't have a bad word. But they have one letter, 3 digits, and then 3 letters. Okay? So again, the letters are 26. We have 26 choices for all our letters. They didn't say you can't use an O because it looks like a 0, right? If they took that out, then we got to take that out. We only have 25 letters. Or you can't use an I because it looks like a 1, right? And then we always have 10 digits. So if I just add on a times 26 here, 456,976,000 choices, okay? Lots of license plates there, okay? All right, those are kind of not fun to do. The numbers are too big. A radio station, like if you turn to like 780 AM, they always have a 4-digit letter, like letter code. That would be the name of the radio station. So this is 4 letters. Okay. The first letter must be a K or a W. So I'm putting that underneath. And you cannot repeat the letters. So once you use it, it's got to go in the garbage, okay? So remember, how many choices do I have for that first spot? 2, right? K or W. Can't be anything else. Now, remember, out of my 26 letters, pretend all of these are letters, I just took out one of them, didn't I? I had 2 choices, but I'm only going to get one that's going to be my first letter, correct? So how many choices do I have for my next spot? 25. My other class wanted to say 24 because they thought the 2 letters, you're only going to use one, a K or a W. Now what do I have for my third spot? 24 because I'm using, a letter in the first and second spot. And then 23. So when it says you cannot repeat something, you're going to lose one of those every single time when it says you can't repeat. So now we can multiply these to 25, 24, 23. 27,600 choices. That's a lot. Nobody needs that many choices in life. All right. Oh, they're letting you repeat. So I can have KWWW. They don't care, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4. First letter has to be K or W, and we can have the end be anything, right? It could be KW, KW. It doesn't matter. So I have 2 choices here, but then I can have anything for the rest. So that's where you're back to the 26, right? It doesn't matter what the rest is, but that front has to be a K or W. And we get 35,152. Okay, so more than part A. All right, this one's a little tricky. 4 letters again. First one has to be K or W. You want to put the lines and you want to put like the restrictions underneath. Oh, the last one has to be an R and no repeats. Okay, I'm going to do this kind of out of order. How many choices do I have right here? 2. How many choices do I have right here? 1. It's just an R, right? Okay. Now, how many choices here? Say it again. Why 24? Yeah, I got to take this one and this one are gone. The R is already gone and the K or W is gone. A lot of people want to put a 25 here. You got to take care of the big restrictions first. And now you have 24 here and 23, right? Because the R and the K or the W is already gone. So out of the 26, 2 of them are gone. So we multiply that. 2, 24, 23. 1,004 different choices of these, K, X, P, R, K, O, Z, R, whatever you want it to be. W, X, R, W, X, P, R, whatever. Kind of making sense, I hope, a little bit. All right, last page. All right, letters, 3 letters of the alphabet. So I got 3 spots. 1, 2, 3. These are letters. Let me just make sure we know this. 26 letters in the alphabet. We know this, right? 21 are consonants. Did I spell consonants right? That's probably wrong. 5 vowels. Excuse my spelling if I spelled consonants wrong. I don't think it's an E. Consonants? I don't know. The middle one cannot be a vowel. No vowel. And repetitions are allowed, so you can repeat. Okay, so it could be P, P, P. That's fine. So how many choices do I have for here? Just got to be a letter. 26. Now the middle is not 26 because I got to take out A, E, I, O, U. So that's 21. And the back number could be anything. It could be a vowel, it could be a consonant. So 26. So if you just do that where you make the lines and write restrictions underneath it, it'll be a little easier. 26, 21, 26. 14,196. Okay? All right, we've got Danielle, Connor, and Isaac. They're in a race. How many orders can they finish? So they all are crossing the finish line. There's a first place, there's a second place, there's a third place. Here they all are. They're at the start. Who could finish first right now? How many choices do we have for first place? 3. Let's say Connor took first place. Now how many choices do I have for second place? 2. Let's say that was Isaac, and now we only have 1 choice for third place. That would be Danielle. 3 times 2 times 1 is 6. There are 6 ways that we could finish in that. It could be Danielle, Connor, Isaac, Danielle, Isaac, Connor, Connor, Danielle, Isaac. You get the idea. Okay? The word study. So we have all of those in a bag. Here's my bag. I have an S, a T, a U, a D, and a Y. Okay? You're going to reach in the bag. You're going to arrange the letters, like in a line. Anytime you arrange something in a line, you've got to use all the spots, right? The books, people. How many choices do I have when I reach into the bag right now? 5. Let's say I reach in. Carmel got the U. Now how many choices do I have? 4. Do you see where this is going? 3, 2, 1. It goes all the way down. When you have to take all of the objects, letters, whatever, and use them all. Now, there is a button on the calculator. This is actually 120, right? If we go and do this, we did this before, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, that gives you 120. If you ever have to multiply the numbers where they go all the way down to 1, like 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, if you get super excited and you write the 5 and then hit the ABC key, hang on, there it is, and use the exclamation, if you like shout out 5, the exclamation is called a factorial. We're going to learn that on Wednesday. But it will multiply 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Do you see how it gave me the 120? Right? So that's just a shortcut. Like if I had to do 8, let's say I had an 8-letter word, all right? I would do 8 times 7. It's a pain in the butt to do this. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. I get 40,320. If I just did 8 and hit the exclamation mark, 40,320. That's just a little shortcut. It's called a factorial. We'll learn it on Wednesday, but I thought I'd show you right now. Okay? Last one. We have 20 books. I am not a reader, but pretend these are all your 20 books, right? I'm not going to draw out 20 of them. But we are choosing 4 books, and they got to be different books. You can't choose Romeo and Juliet and do 4 different projects with it. So we have 4 choices. So here's my bookcase, and Carmel comes up. How many choices does she have to do the book report on? Here's 20 books, Carmel. How many choices do you have? 20. Okay, let's say she chose Romeo and Juliet. Okay, now it's a month later. Now she's doing a poster for another book she's reading. How many choices does she have to do the poster? 19. Are we going to go all the way down to 1? No, because you're not going to read all books. You're only reading 4 of them. So 18 and then 17, right? She just uses that book. She can't read it again in March and be like, oh, I'm going to do Romeo and Juliet again. And I'm going to do, a newspaper interview. You can't do that. So it's just 19, 18, 17, 16. And we're doing this again tomorrow. But hopefully the video will help start you off. And if you forget, you can go back and watch it. But you have the homework to do. 2019, 18, 17. Did I not write that? Oh, Jesus. Sorry. That's totally the wrong answer. It would help if I put the right numbers, right? 20, 19, 18, 17. 106. Oh, hang on. 116,280. Thank you, Carmel. I don't know why I got 19, 18, 17, 16. All right. You can do the homework, and we'll do this again tomorrow. Take care. Now I got to figure out how to stop playing. Whoops. Okay, how do I stop that?